Good morning, everybody. It's your boy, Great Chef Antonio, the conservative GCA. Thank you all for joining me in here this morning. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Sunday. It is raining where I'm at a little bit. The temperature actually dropped a little bit today. But I got news in here coming in today. We're talking about Israel. They went into Rafah, attacking Rafah, actually killing more civilians. 18, they said, were actually killed in this attack in Rafah today. This morning, I guess it was early this morning that this attack took place. And more civilians are dead, man. This is really a catastrophe. Is what's going on. I'm a full blown conservative, but when it comes to this issue right here with Israel, it is it's just out of hand. Well, how do you just continue to kill people and civilians? I look at it like this: if you're like, what in the hell is going on? Like, really, what in the hell is going on? Like, that this is okay, and we send out another 26 billion to Israel again for them to continue killing people. Like, if you're a soldier, I feel like this: if you're a soldier, you pretty much you signed up to be a soldier. So if you signed up to be a soldier, if you know you want to go in there and you say Hamas is, he's using this excuse, Hamas is using the people as shields. I don't understand how they're using them as shields when you're not pulling any Hamas out of the rubble of these dead people. So like how are they hiding behind the people? And so you just drop a bomb on the people and then somehow the Hamas escape and they don't come out of the rubble with the people. How are they hiding behind them? Yeah, I don't get that. Like, what in the hell is going on? What is Biden doing about this? It's just a disaster in what's going on now. You know, like I say, I'm a conservative all day, but when it comes to this matter, it's innocent people dying. Like, come on, like go for your target. I really can't go if a man killed my God forbid, one of my children or anything like that, and do some damaging thing to them before they actually do that, like, you know, cut them up in pieces and all that good stuff right there, and you turn around and I go back for revenge. Do I supposed to kill all his children, his wife, and his neighbors, everybody around him? Am I supposed to do that? If I go back and just kill him, if I go back to retaliate on him, like, what do I? Is it okay for me to retaliate on his neighbors as well? The ones who's around his house, go ahead and retaliate on them just because they live next to him, or he go and run into their house. If he run into their house, should I just go in there? And if he run into his neighbor house, should I just kill his neighbors? Retaliate on his neighbors as well? I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. And with this humanitarian aid that they're talking about getting there, come on, man. Israel, like I say, what is going on? What in the hell is going on here? You know what I'm saying? You actually go in there, you kill KitchenAid workers, bombing on them 3 times and call it a mistake. You go in there, you have hostages that escape, waving white flags, and you kill them too. Like, what if that was Hamas raising white flags? What if that was just like some innocent Palestinians waving white flags? They just want, like, let us out, and you just kill them? You just kill them. You just kill them. That's how you do that. And then you leave Israel to do their own investigation. Where are the pictures of the people, of the men that they say was reprimanded for killing those KitchenAid workers? I haven't seen any pictures of the people that they say was reprimanded for, and they dealt with that. You know what I mean? We depend on Israel to give us the truth because of their soldiers when they do their own investigation on the mistake that they made, which they call a mistake, which I don't see a bombing on somebody 3 times in a row is a mistake. It just, once is a mistake. 2 is like, oh, I wasn't sure. 3 times, oh, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So what are we doing here? Then you got these people backed up in Rafah. It's like herding cattle. Excuse me. It's like herding cattle into a corner into their death. You tell them all this is Rafah where it's going to be safe. You done displace all millions of these people down into Rafah, and then you tell them this is a safe place, and then you go in there, boom. It's like herding cattle all into a corner. So wow, boom, one major attack on that we just destroy them all. You're killing the people, man. Come on, like this is really not making any sense to me. I don't even understand how it's going like that, anything like that. But I'm gonna dive into what they're saying going on over there in Israel, and then what they say with the humanitarian aid. Listen. I don't really like when they say that the humanitarian aid is being taken by Hamas when it goes in. It's no security over, so Hamas pilfer the humanitarian aid going in. Like, that is crazy to me. Like, if you know they're actually doing that, then why not go in, catch them doing it, and then go ahead and kill them? You end up killing people anyway. Why not just go on in there and then you see Hamas taking something and then you go ahead and kill them then? Why not? This is the excuses that people and the community is coming up with to make excuses for this is just outrageous. It's pretty much just outrageous. Like, what in the hell is going on? Like, what the hell is going on? That's all I have to say about that. Like, what is going on? You telling me that they're pilfering the humanitarian aid come in, but then they get humanitarian aid come in with wheelchairs and syringes, things they need to take care of the people that are actually sick and have been harmed and hurt and injured during this crisis right here. And you telling me the whole truck get turned around because they got wheelchairs on there? I mean, people's legs are blown off. People's legs are blown off. Like, you know what I mean? It's like innocent people are dying. No matter if it's Palestinian, Israelis, or whatever. Like October the 7th, you know, that was tragic. That was tragic too. But I don't like when they keep talking about beheaded babies when they had to go back and refrain from that and say that wasn't true. But then they come back later on, they keep trying to push it like it's true. You know, it's kind of crazy how the media strike something that you like. It's like a song that I don't like. If I keep hearing it on the radio all the time, I'm gonna eventually start liking it. You know what I'm saying? So you tell me a lie. You tell people lies every day on the news, the mainstream media, every single day. And all you get is lies. You're going to start believing those lies because, oh, they keep saying it. It's got to be golden. You know what I'm saying? I like their words got to be as golden as my microphone right now. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, you know, you're saying they're pilfering the food, the humanitarian aid comes in. How do you know that? Where are you getting that information from? Because if you as Israel, you know that they're doing that, how come you just not catching them on the spot? I mean, you're in there. Why are you not catching them on the spot? You send the aid in. Why are you not using that as a tactic? Like, we're going to send some aid in. We're going to wait for them to pilfer it. We're going to catch them. Boom, 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 boom. And that's how we're going to do that. Instead of, you know, just denying aid to these people. Like, you know, they're dying. Like, I don't know if people understand how starving to death works. But it comes to a point where your body won't even take food. You starve so long that giving yourself food, it just won't even help. You know what I'm saying? It just be way past. So you're literally letting these people die from, you know, gangrene. They can't get the proper medical attention and all those things, and they can't get all of that, you know, and it's kind of crazy to me because I don't understand that. It's pitiful. It is a disgrace. And then we're actually over here as America, we're funding this craziness. And like, instead of putting a stop to this, what in the world would... And then Mike Johnson, and they just passed this package that give $26 more billion to Israel and $60 billion to Ukraine in a $95 billion package, which leaves pretty much pennies for the border. Like, what are we doing up here? Mike Johnson, you need to be out of here. This is what we got rid of Kevin McCarthy for? Is this what we got rid of him for? Like, it's crazy, and we're steadily funding this. So I'm gonna let y'all dig in on this a little bit. You know, on this Fox News, they're talking about the Hamas attacks this morning. It's crazy. I just don't get it.
Turn to our top story this morning. Again, we are following breaking news here on Live Now from Fox. New from overnight, airstrikes hit a southern Gaza Strip city, killing many, according to a Gaza Health Ministry report. Gaza's health ministry, which is run by Hamas, says that 2 new airstrikes have killed 18 people in Rafah. One strike killed a man, his wife, and a 3-year-old child, according to Kuwait Hospital in Gaza. A second strike killed 13 children and 2 women, all from the same family, according to hospital records.
All from the same
Israel is
family.
continuing near daily airstrikes on Rafah amid international calls for restraint. Also last night, we know the U.S. approved that $26 billion for Israel as part of a new foreign aid package that also includes $9 billion in humanitarian aid for Gaza. Joining us live this morning to share the very latest and explain the very latest on this breaking news, Mr. Ken Gray, Senior Lecturer in Homeland Security and Criminal Justice at the University of New Haven. Good morning to you, Mr. Ken. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Janae. Glad to be with you again.
Glad to have you here. We are following this breaking news overnight. The Gaza Health Ministry saying that Israeli airstrikes killed at least 18 people in Rafah. Could you catch us up, please?
Sure. So the tragic event. So as our attention has been focused on the retaliation against Israel by Iran, and now Israel's retaliation against the retaliation, the IDF is continuing to pursue their attempt to rid the Gaza Strip of Hamas, and that is focused now on the southern part of the Gaza Strip down.
Well, me, myself, I don't actually think that you will actually be able to eradicate Hamas altogether, because it's pretty much like an ideology. So I don't think they'll actually be able to completely get rid of Hamas and the ideology of it. But it's got to come down to, what is the end goal? Was the end goal to go in there and to grab the soldiers and get them, or are you just going to continue to kill civilians? So that's just pretty much what it is. Like, what's the end goal?
In Rafah. Rafah has 1.2 million Palestinians huddled there against the gates into Egypt. And this is where you have women, children, and non-Hamas members, as well as some Hamas members that are hiding there. And so,
well, like I said,
the airstrikes by IDF is in preparation for their plans to actually enter Rafah and to try to separate Hamas from non-Hamas. That is going to be an extremely difficult task. The United States has pushed back against these plans, as well as has leaders of various countries. The president of Egypt, El-Sisi, the president of France, Macron, and the king of Jordan, Abdullah II, they have all signed a letter trying to urge Israel not to enter into Rafah, to come up with another plan. And so this is where we face this constant bombardment now of the outer skirts of Rafah, is in preparation for the IDF's plan to enter it. Their plan is going to be a 2-phase operation. They're going to enter the area, try to separate Hamas from non-Hamas, and then establish a collection point on the outside of Rafah to move the Palestinians that are not Hamas out of the area so that they can engage Hamas. Doesn't sound like a very good plan to me. Sounds like a plan that is fraught with danger to the Palestinians. The Palestinians are being used as a human shield for Hamas.
And again, you know, I'm not really a big fan of this using hostages for human shields and things like that. But that excuse just doesn't sit well with me, because you see, like he had just said before in the beginning of his statement on there, he was saying that they plan to go in with a 2-phase and would pretty much separate Hamas from the people, and then boom, 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 identify who's Hamas and who's not, you know, and things like that. But with that being said, why didn't they do that from October the 8th on down, you know, October the 7th on down? Why didn't they do that then? Just go in and just kind of, you know, we're going to differentiate who is who. We're going to make sure we get the Hamas, instead of killing all the people, the 30,000 plus people that they've already killed over there, the civilians that that they're going by, you know, and then they said they can't trust Hamas numbers. Where are they getting these numbers? Where is Hamas speaking these numbers? With that being said, I just don't. It's a lot of it just don't make sense to me when it comes to my common sense. I'm like, if you're getting the numbers from Hamas, how are those numbers of people being dead and killed coming from Hamas? Why is not the people from the UN and the humanitarian workers and all that, all those good things? But that don't actually sit well with me with using the human shields, because like if you can go in there and you can actually separate them now, why wasn't that a choice from the beginning? Why wasn't it a choice at the beginning? So, Rafah actually happens to be a part of Egypt, so it's pretty much like going to war in somebody else's territory, like with no regards that you're invading into another country at the same time, even though Egypt pretty much sits on the east, a little of the east of the southern part of Gaza. So that's kind of invading on another country's territory at the same time. That's actually literally too close to another country's territory. That doesn't make sense. How are they even allowing this thing? How is the world even allowing this to go on? You know what I mean? So hey, we're just gonna get back into it for a minute.
Appreciate your dialogue and expertise. And you were talking about a breakdown. Some would also say there's a breakdown in communication as it relates to the Israeli government and the allies. It seems at this point Netanyahu and his cabinet are pretty much ignoring the U.S. warnings to stop the fighting. And then we're looking ahead to Passover, which is tomorrow. People were hoping that there would be more updates related to those hostages in Hamas captivity and maybe even a ceasefire. But it seems like those talks are stale out in Egypt.
Now, as you see, with sleepy Joe Biden at the wheel, America's just not getting any respect. We don't get any respect from Iran, Putin, the Houthis, China, and obviously our allies neither. Netanyahu has constantly been going overboard with the United States has been bringing aboard and telling them how to do this and everything. And Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, simply just don't get any respect from any of the foreign powers or anything, or either his allies. It seems like it's just wild. It's just wild. And with Passover coming, you would think that they would stop the fighting and things like that. And they're thinking about like the releases of the hostages. And like I say, some of the hostages were killed waving white flags. This is their own people. And with all the indiscriminate bombing that they started off doing from the get-go, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they killed some of the hostages themselves when they went with the indiscriminate bombing they were doing. They didn't even know where the hostages were, and they were just bombing like crazy. And like Hamas using the hostages as shields too, I guess. And let's bomb the hostages. Hey, but that's how it goes, I guess.
Out in Egypt.
Yeah, I think that Passover starts tomorrow evening and it goes to the 30th, and I don't think that the fighting will stop in Rafah and around Rafah due to Passover. So I think that we're going to see a continuation of this push into Rafah, despite the warnings by the United States, France, Egypt, Jordan. They are still insisting on going in there. And again, it's because of the pressure from the right, the ultra-right, and the ultra-nationalists there in Israel. Otherwise, the prime minister's coalition that he has put together will fail, and they will have to call for a new government. So Netanyahu is more or less putting his foot on the pedal and continuing and accelerating activity there around Rafah because of politics more than anything else.
So despite the United States, France, Jordan, and Egypt going against Israel, going into Gaza, it seems that Israel pretty much insists on going anyway. So who knows how this is really going to turn out, man. It seems like, man, we're on the brink of world war. China, a few weeks back, they had a terrorist attack on on them as well, that they said came from the ISIS-K or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you all probably know about what happened in Russia with the ISIS-K. Now we got Hezbollah. Israel is fighting with Hezbollah, the Houthis. Now they're like Hamas, I guess, and Iran. That's like on 4 different fronts, correct? So, it's a lot. And now it's like intimidation is like Ukraine, and you got Russia. Now, who else is going to get involved? It seems like we're spilling more and more over into a World War III. Like, come on. It's going beyond the point now. It's getting crazy, and you would probably wonder why we have much to do with World War III when it comes to the Middle East. It's because there's so many allies together over there in that area, and then around Israel you have all the Muslim allies and all those of the Muslim states and things like that are allies, and people are allies with each other, and it's just being too much. So what are Biden going to do? What are they going to do to stop this and keep this thing down, keep the temperature down on this thing, because it's like really at a blaze right now. It's like a uncontained fire right now. So we're just wondering what they're going to do, what Biden's going to do, because like I said, I remember they said Trump was going to start World War III. Who's starting now? Who is starting this? Who is allowing this to go along right now? It sure isn't Trump. He hasn't been in there for years. So it's time to stop putting the blame on Trump for every single thing, and let's go on and take accountability for who's in office right now, and have them and hold them accountable for what's going on right now in our country. So okay, because it's crazy to keep putting the blame on somebody who hasn't been in office for almost 4 years now. It's just ridiculous. Like, come on, let's move along and let's hold who's in office accountable now. Because like I said, I'm a conservative, but a lot of conservatives on the right, they actually they are with this war. They are with this war continuing, and people are continuing dying, which is just very hard on my heart to see these innocent people die. Even the Russian conflict, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, even this conflict, any other conflict, whatever, man. To see innocent people have to be involved in things that the heads of their governments make the decisions to do, and they would probably rather just live a normal, peaceful life. Okay, so that's it for that on the day, man. Y'all check me out, man. Y'all make sure that y'all check out my new cookbook, A Culinary Journey with Chef Seals through the Hills of Italy, the Perfect Pasta Recipe Cookbook. It has over 20 recipes in here, and wine pairings as well with each recipe. Show you the basics of how to make your own pasta and all that good stuff. I promise you love it. I'll leave the link down in the description for my Amazon on that. And like I say, I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day. Always live, love, and laugh and eat, okay? And don't hold on. If you have any grudges against anybody, just let it go. Learn to forgive. And because you know what it does? That stresses you out, okay? So live, love, laugh, people, and forgive, and live the most beautiful life that you can, full of laughter and joy with the family. I thank you all for joining me once again. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button right there, and make sure you hit that notification bell now, so you make sure you get all the content that I have coming up, and you won't miss a beat. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Great Chef Antonio. Peace.